Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Your Age is Not Your Cage with Carla Allen. I am coming at you again with another summer short solo, and I have loved doing these. These are things that I have wanted to do, some solos where I can just touch on quick things that I believe will help my listeners and help equip them with the tools they need with their health and all the things that I love to do as a health coach. And by the way, did you know I'm a health coach? I actually did an episode on that. One of my back a little further in the beginning. But if you want to know more about that, go listen to that one. I can include it in the show notes below. But I love helping people. I love helping to equip and empower women to live out their best life, to know it's never too late. You're never too old. And it's absolutely what I love to do is help with fitness and nutrition and mindset and whole body, holistic health, integrative health, body, mind, and spirit. So with that said, moving forward, I want to just go over a few things on reading labels. Are you a label reader? I always find it curious. Some people either are intense label readers like myself, and then there's some that are like, no, I just look and pick up what I like just from the package or whatever, or something I've been eating for a long time. But are you a label reader? Are you an ingredient reader? I'm really curious about that, but I'm going to dig in just a little bit on that and encourage you to be a label reader. Read the ingredient labels, the nutrition labels, and know what you're putting in your body. So with that said, that's what I'm going to chat about a little bit. Stick with me. I think this is really going to, shed some light, whether you already read labels or you don't. But just a few things, because there was a time I never read a label. I never read ingredients. And a lot of times because I didn't know what most of the stuff was. And and before we had Google and we were able to look everything up, I would have had to go, to a dictionary or encyclopedia to find out what everything is. But also, back when I was growing up, we didn't have near the ingredients and the toxic things that are put in our foods now that we have today. And so I find that it's even more important to know what is in the foods that you're eating, to educate yourself. That's what I'm all about, is educating yourself to be your own best health advocate, and include your family in it. Help your family to learn. Make it fun for them. And when you go to a store, ask them if they know what that ingredient is, and the whatever the food is they want, cookies, crackers, whatever. Ask them if they know what that is, and then look it up and look and see what it is, what it does for the body, how it can harm the body. And it's such a great learning, educational experience for them to also learn about food as they're growing up. And so anyway, and they don't make it easy as far as the labels, and you have to look for hidden things. This is a side note. One thing that has been thrown in on so much food now, packaged food, is bioengineered ingredient is in this product. You have to look for that now. They've snuck it on so many labels that I would be curious if you looked at your prepackaged products, if you find that on there. I got rid of a few of the things that I was buying, even though I don't buy a lot of prepackaged products, but I got rid of those and pulled them out of what we're eating because I don't want something that's been fakely made, bioengineered, because my body is not going to like it and it's not going to know what to do with that. And with that said, of course, the best thing you can do is whole foods, all your meats and fishes and your whole foods, veggies and fruits, and as much as you can, not everything that's in bags or boxes or processed. But I understand that there are things that people like and that they want to buy. So just be a label reader and also know that organic and non-GMO is going to be the way that you want to go as much as possible. And so with that said, I am just trying to there's little words, there's things that can be included in a label. So I would love for you to pull out some of your stuff if you're able to and look and see. Do they have food dyes, food colorings? What about MSG? Which again, MSG, monosodium glutamate, has many names, and they sneak it in with different names. The same with sugar. It can come under many different names or syrups or solids and artificial flavors. If you can avoid foods with artificial flavors, why not go with the ones that are just natural and don't add that in? That is something that I would like to highly recommend. But so as I'm looking at a label and when I'm reading the ingredients and it's this long list, I literally will only buy things that have a short list, a handful of ingredients. And if I can't read a lot of them, that's not going in my cart. And what is the first ingredient? The first ingredient on your label is going to be what is most prevalent in that box of crackers or whatever. And if it says, like, say, corn syrup first, that means the majority of the product is made with corn syrup or high fructose corn syrup, or say sugars first. And look at these words. And can you pronounce? I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce some of the words that are on here, but can you pronounce them? And the thing is, if you don't know what they are and you can't even read them, your body doesn't know what to do with that. It doesn't digest it. It's hard to excrete from your body. Our bodies are not made to eat fake food. And we're also not made to eat things that are so overly processed, covered in chemicals and pesticides, that our body just takes that. And especially if you're doing it on a daily basis, your gut health becomes so compromised. And so I just highly encourage, again, be your own health advocate and start looking at those labels and seeing what's in the foods that you're eating. And on another one, like, let me give you an example on a beef broth. So just a regular thing of beef broth. You might think, well, great, it's just broth. Well, have you looked at yours? Because I had one I was buying and I couldn't believe the first ingredient was water. So in other words, that means it's mainly water. And you would think, okay, maybe a little water and then the broth and then maybe some like onions, celery, garlic. But then why do they have in there like hydrolyzed, wheat and corn, disodium incinate, different hydrochlorides, and then MSG in a lot of them, sulfur dioxide. Why do these need to be in there? It's, again, our body can't process that. Look at your ingredients and look for minimal ingredients, organic, and not the chemicals that are going to wreak havoc on your body. So that's an example of beef broth. Another one is rice. Okay, the first ingredient on some of the rice is enriched rice, which you don't want to buy things that say enriched if you can avoid it. Enriched just ups the folate and folic acid, and you don't want that, the folic acid. But it's also, if you look at some rice, you'll see some of them have, this particular one had cornmeal, sugar, maltodextrin, MSG, and artificial color. And why? It was white rice. Crazy. Just pick up a bag of organic rice and you will read the ingredient and it will say organic rice. That's it. Why does it need anything else? Again, educating yourself to look at these and see them. And another place that they are found so frequently is seasonings. Read your seasonings because there are so many that add corn or gluten or MSG. And again, you might have to look up words like, what are other words that are used for MSG? And look what those are. What are other words used for sugar? It could be corn syrup solids, or there's a million for sugar. Just know what you're eating and don't trust the manufacturers to look out for your health, because they are looking out for the profit and the money and not so much your health. And so, um, let me think. What else do I want to talk about on that? Is a lot of, even back to the broth, will have sugar. I mean, why does it need sugar? But if you take the time to read these ingredient labels and understanding what you're putting in your body, I assure you, I bet you will get rid of a lot of the foods that you thought were doing your body a favor. And there are so many out there that are not serving us. And so I encourage you in that to look at that. And with that said, what about the nutrition facts? Do you ever look under the nutrition facts, like at the serving size and the calories and protein and fat and carbs in your food? Because again, another incredibly important part of learning what is good for your body, learning what nutritional benefits this has for you. And so that is another area that I encourage you to learn about and read about and look at the nutrition. Know how many calories are in a serving size, so you can see. You may think, oh, well, this doesn't have that many, until you realize it says that, it's 5 servings or something. So look at that and look at what sugar content, fiber, protein, carbs, fats, sodium, everything. A lot of them add a lot of additional sodium that you might not even be aware of. And just knowing what saturated and trans fats and sodium and added sugars, I mean, you want to look for the products that have more of the protein and fiber and vitamins, and that will give you the nutrients that your body needs. These are the nutrients your body needs. Sorry, that was my text that should have been turned off. But that will give you what your body needs. And so look for that, and look for what is like the daily percentage value. Give you a rough estimate of what nutrients are in the product that you're looking at, and just how nutritious it is, like overall. And I mean, isn't that important in the foods we're buying and feeding ourselves and our families? So I would just add in that look at I'm gonna go back a little bit to the ingredients. Look at the first 3 to 5 ingredients, okay? So if the first 3 to 5 ingredients are, let's say, white flour, corn syrup, and sugar, that would not go in my cart. Where is the health benefit and the nutrients in any of that? There is none. There is zero. So we want to look for healthier ingredients to make up the first few ingredients. Because if you look, say there's 15 ingredients, and the last couple are not as healthy as you would like, just know that they won't have a large quantity in them as the ingredients at the top of your label. And with that said, I'm not absolutely crazy when it comes to a lot of this. If it's not something you're eating on a daily basis, then, it's okay to try different things and splurge and do that if that is what you like to do. But if it's something you're eating on a daily basis, you just don't want those ingredients, white flour, sugar, and corn syrup, and MSG, to be your first ingredients on something that you are eating on the daily. But if it's occasional consumption, then I say that make that choice of what works for you and for your family. And then just look for like fake ingredients or harmful chemicals, or like I said, if it says bioengineered or, things like that. Those are not the things that you want in your foods. And anything that's non-GMO, things that are organic, are things that are going to be safer and easily digestible in your body. And so I just want to encourage you to learn to read your labels, read the ingredients, look them up. There are apps out there that can help you with that too and help you find good, clean products, and I can include those in the show notes. It will help you when you're in the store and you can scan them. I have a few that I like, and that's another way to learn and educate yourself. I just cannot stress enough to educate yourself to become your own best health advocate. Let's do that for ourselves. Let's do that for our families. Let's do that for our children and the next generation so we can help them learn what they're putting in their bodies. And then they can make the choice of what they want to do with that. But at least know what it is that you're putting in your body that's serving you and what might not be serving you so well. And so that's just what I wanted to share. If you have any questions on reading labels, reading ingredients, anything, please reach out and let me know. I love when I do health coaching, it's something that I focus on too, is reading labels and helping my clients to understand that, because I think it's a key part in learning their bodies. And it also can help you see the things that maybe disrupt your body, upset your stomach, cause bloating or gas after you eat them. It's another good way just to learn your body and listen to the symptoms and the signals and the things that key you in that, hey, this wasn't so great for my body. And I encourage you to write things down. Keep a journal of what you're eating and write the symptoms after you eat and see. That's another great way to see if there are certain foods you're eating on the daily that are upsetting your system. And then you can look at the ingredients and say, oh, I bet that's because that has this in it or that in it. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope it encourages you to learn and be empowered in that education and to go out and teach others. That's what I tell everyone is I want to help you learn these things so you can learn it yourself to be that health advocate and then go teach others, go show others, help others to learn this too. I feel like we've got to, as in this country of what the U.S. is doing to our food, I feel like we have to fight and advocate what's best for ourselves and our families and the next generations. And I am so passionate about that. And so there you have it. That's all I have for you today on that. But reach out to me. If you need anything, reach out. If you would love to talk about coaching, I have the information down in my show notes. And give me a shout, and we can do a free discovery consultation call and see if we're a good fit for each other. So with that said, don't forget to rate and review and share and share this with someone that maybe doesn't understand how to read labels or know what to do with that. So if you can share that and help someone out, let's do that. Let's help others take care of themselves and learn all about what can best serve their bodies. So that is it for today. Another little summer short solo for you. I've got an amazing guest coming on in the next couple weeks. Actually, I have a few. It won't just be summer solos. I've got a couple lined up that I'm so excited for you to hear from. So stay tuned for the next episode every Wednesday. Your Age is Not Your Cage with Carla Allen is released. And I just thank you for sticking with me and supporting me. I appreciate every one of you guys. Okay, until next time, love y'all. Thank you.